Okay, we're live. We're going to react to this video here from CBC, excuse me. Alberta Separatism, good for Trump, bad for Albertans. Stefan Dion. I'm going to pick this up about 2 minutes in to the video. I'll react to this. I got a little bit more planned for the stream. Also, my last stream, it went a little blurry, I think, towards the end. I think I fixed that, but we'll see. Hopefully, this will be clean the entire way through.
Are you surprised to see this growing separatist movement in Alberta?
For the reason I mentioned just before, Alberta is the place in the world where the regional government has the more power on natural resources and the more natural resources per capita. And then you come with these policies that we need to do in order to decrease our greenhouse gas emissions to save the planet burning. And
Alberta, to save the planet burning, man. What the heck?
Forest burning, by the way. And this is a shock and a difficulty. I think this difficulty should be solved within Canada without putting the existence of our country on the table. It's a mistake to go towards separation. But of course, there is tensions about what is the proper eco-climatic policies that we should apply in the case of Alberta.
Bro, just get rid of the industrial carbon tax. Get rid of all that stuff. Canada has so many more problems. The amount of times Canada shoots itself in the foot is unbelievable.
The Alberta Separatist movement, I'm sure you've seen this, has been speaking to American officials in some capacity, even talking about getting access to money, a credit line from the U.S. What do you make of Americans being involved in that conversation, Stefan Dion?
I think it's completely irresponsible to have done, because we know that President Trump is somebody very difficult to predict what he will do, but he has clearly expressed his view about annexation of territories in order to get the resource of these territories.
Is that clear? Like, are you kidding me? Did Trump clearly do that? Or is it all a negotiation? If that was true, what the guy just said there, the Canadian stock market would have already fallen off a cliff. That has not happened. Kevin O'Leary has made this point, and I totally agree with him, that if the Trump 51st state stuff was true with Canada, Canada's stock market since Carney was elected wouldn't be up like 30% last time I checked. So give me a break with that. Of course, you know the Trump derangement syndrome, though, is coming.
Difficult to predict what he will do, but he has clearly expressed his view about annexation of territories in order to get the resource of these territories. We need to remember that...
man, if that was true, the Canadian stock market would be off of a cliff right now, and it's not.
Canada is almost alone around the world where the control of natural resources is in the hands of the provinces, of the regional entities, and not the central government or the federal government. In the US, natural resources are federal. That means that if you invite...
So Alberta has total control? Is that what he's implying there?
Trump in Alberta, and maybe to take control of Alberta, that means that Albertans, 5 million people, will have to share the dividends of their natural resources with 240 million Americans. It would be a good deal for Trump, but completely bad for Albertans. And it should be said. Nobody's saying that, so I'm saying so. It's completely irresponsible to have done that.
Where are you getting that from? In your French accent, you just pulled that out of nowhere, bro. Where's the pushback to that? It's not about Alberta becoming the 51st state. It's about being its own country. There has to be pushback to that, right?
From the point of view of Albertans and, of course, of all Canadians.
You know, of course, you're from Quebec, obviously. And
no pushback. He's just saying, oh, it'll be good for Trump because Trump will get all the... I want to play it one more time.
In Alberta, and maybe to take control of Alberta, natural resources are federal. That means that if you invite Trump in Alberta, and maybe to take control of Alberta, that means that Albertans...
If you invite Trump to take control of Alberta, man, like, this should be on almost a conspiracy theory podcast, not even on YouTube or something. Where is that coming from?
5 million people will have to share the dividends of their natural resources with 240 million Americans. It would be a good deal for Trump, but completely bad for Albertans. And it should be said. Nobody's saying that, so I'm saying so.
Nobody's saying it because you just made it up, bro.
It's completely irresponsible to have done that from the point of view of Albertans and, of course, of all Canadians.
You know, of course, you're from Quebec, obviously, and in your home province, the Parti Québécois has seen a great amount of success in the polls. There'll be an election in the fall. They say if they're reelected, they will also hold a referendum. What do you make of that reality that it could be happening in two places in the same time?
Or maybe three. There's a petition in Saskatchewan as well. I think it's foolish. If you see the other countries, they have the same disagreements, and it's tough to find solutions, a lot of difficulties, but these other countries, they don't put the existence of the country on the
USA doesn't have an equalization formula.
Table each time they have a disagreement, only in Canada. And what Canada has done to be considered this way, it's one of the most admired country in the world. I was in Europe in the last 8 years.
Canadians think being admired is such an achievement. It doesn't really matter that much. It helps when you travel. Check this out. Countries with the best reputations in 2025, Canada went up to 2. Yeah, when you do travel, if you tell people you're Canadian, most people like you almost right away. That is one advantage, but that's when you're traveling. What's more important? Your reputation when traveling or the home prices in your country? This is from about 2 years ago, but I mean, the home prices in Canada have not come down very much, even if at all, way above other G7 countries. So what's more important? The home prices inside of a country or what your reputation is? So many Canadians think that having a strong reputation globally is something to brag about. It's not, you can't eat reputation. It doesn't make you more money, at least as an individual. It's so incredible.
Everybody's in love with Canada. You have more than 1 billion people on this planet dreaming to become Canadian. So why are we in Canada always talking about the possibility to split our country? It's a shame.
What advice would you give to the federal government, Monsieur Dion? As you know, the Prime Minister signed a memorandum of understanding with Alberta to look at the possible creation of a pipeline and to do some other things around.
To look at the possible creation of a pipeline. Oh, that sounds very amazing, very promising.
Alberta to look at the possible creation of a pipeline and to do some other things around energy in that province. That was part.
To do some other things around energy.
How the Prime Minister wanted to deal with some of this frustration that Albertans are feeling. What would be your advice in terms of how to handle this situation?
I have no patience for separatist blackmail. And when the Premier is involved in separatist blackmail, you should say to the Premier, I will come with a deal with you if it makes sense for Alberta and Canada, but not in order to mollify the separatists of your party. Put your country before your party, please. That would be my reaction. If this agreement makes sense for Canada and
people in the prairies have been doing that for decades. When is it the other way? If that's true, put the country before the party or whatever, then get rid of equalization. Why should there even be equalization if you actually believe that?
Alberta, you do it. But don't do it in order to please the separatists. It never works. And it's a waste of energy. In my province, Quebec, I've seen that so much. People full of skills and talents, instead of working to improve the situation of Quebec in Canada and Canada as a whole, they are trying to split the country and they are wasting their energy in it. That's very sad for Quebec. I don't think Alberta should emulate that.
Do you think that the Premier, who put in place this ability to hold petitions that would lead to a referendum, Premier Smith did that, do you think that was risky on her part?
Irresponsible, because she needs to be clear. Is she indifferent about the fact that Alberta is in Canada or not? Does she cares? And if she cares, then she should say so. It's completely wrong to split the country. She should say that very clearly. And then why she lowered the bar to have a referendum on it if she's against separation? And imagine that you have a yes vote. I know it's very unlikely that Alberta, most people will vote yes to leave Canada, but assume it's happening. Who will negotiate? The first step that we need to have in Canada about a secession process, it is for the premier of the province to call a constitutional negotiation in saying, look, I have a clear majority on the clear question. From my people, they want to leave Canada. We need to start the negotiation.
Look, it's just, I would say, anti-democratic to not even let people, I mean, he's not maybe exactly saying that, but it sounds like he's very against just the referendum happening. Bro, let the vote happen.
The negotiations will be very tough. You will have a lot of difficulties, including territorial, since Aboriginal peoples, especially in the case of Alberta, a strong claim about their territories to stay in Canada. Will it be Premier Smith that will lead these negotiations for Alberta? If she doesn't believe in separation, does it make sense that it would be her that would vote in these?
I'm not trying to sound like a jerk. I'm having a hard time understanding his point here. I think it might be a little bit of the accent. I don't really exactly know what he's saying.
Tough negotiations for something she does not believe in. It's a mess. And she needs to clarify what that means for Albertans and Canadians, the situation she has.
I think I get his point. He's basically saying who will negotiate if the referendum actually passes. Yeah.
Herself.
Stéphane Dion, very nice to see you again.
Okay, well, interesting. I think the most ridiculous part of the interview, though, was in the middle when he made the claim about Trump, Alberta inviting Trump in, and there's just no pushback. Why, man? Just why can't you challenge that comment? The Trump derangement syndrome. And I'll make a point at the end of the video. I'm going to show Chrystia Freeland, just a short clip of her on with Bill Maher. The way Chrystia Freeland's talking on Bill Maher, it's like she's in a different universe. I don't think she would talk like that if she was in Canada. But first, as I said, this won't be that long of a stream. I'm going to have this video. At least somebody, I'll give this woman credit. I only watched like the first 10 seconds of this clip. It's about 1:14. At least she is making a video on this. I'm glad that there's somebody who's against Alberta independence, at least giving a take, because mostly it's been just people insulting others on X. I don't see a lot of video responses. I mean, I guess that guy we just covered kind of did as well, but this tweet here, Alberta Separatist, I'm genuinely asking, tell me specifically how Alberta leaving Canada improves your life. Break it down. Money, healthcare, pension, border trade, not vibes, not so. I mean, a lot of people are doing that all the time, but okay. If this is a serious plan, the details should be easy. Dude, people have been doing that. This person's just not even trying to pay attention. But I don't think the quote, like, I don't think this blonde woman is this person named Bev. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but they just quoted this video, which I'll take a look at here. They're already in negotiations. These people don't have a right to tell us we cannot have a referendum. Yeah, I agree, man. I don't know. Yeah, he was. For me, it is more about the identity and the way of life of the nation. Alberta can still be saved. It is on its last leg, though, with the recent rise in mass immigration. Totally, man. The mass immigration is incredible. Like, those charts blow your mind. He thinks we're trying to blackmail Canada for concessions. No, we just want out. Ontario and Quebec can bring in mass immigration and start thinking of new names like Ontaria, Quebdia. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a look at this video here. And yeah, please let me know if the stream is ever blurry or kind of lagging. I noticed the last time I did one of these streams, maybe 2 streams ago, towards the end, it was a little blurry, but I think I fixed it. So hopefully we're good. Alberta was yes to preserve what we used to have culturally, for sure. Okay, let's take a look at this video here. Again, I've only seen the first 10 seconds or something.
I want an Alberta separatist to come in my comment section and tell me very specifically how Alberta leaving Canada would help you. I don't want to hear the whole equalization payment, liberal government. I want to.
Okay, so that's the only part I've seen so far. You can't just, those are 2 very legitimate reasons. You can't just brush those off by doing your emote with your eye. Oh, I'm crying. Oh no, equalization. Yes, that's a humongous part of it. Are you kidding me? Again, if the equalization is just something to brush off, then why does it happen? Why doesn't the government just get rid of it tomorrow if it's no big deal? That's clearly a massive part of it. And then the other one, the liberal government piece.
Equalization payment, liberal government.
That clearly is a humongous part of it. I mean, you could just say if those are the only 2 reasons, that's enough of a reason, I think, to have a referendum. The Liberal government, I've covered that in prior videos. Alberta voted 64.8% Conservative in the last federal election, but the Liberal government has won 4 times in a row. So you can't just take those two things off the table by doing a pouty voice.
I want to know how your life would improve.
No equalization and a different government. You could end the video right now.
No one seems to be able to give me like specifics. They talk about how we're overpaying into CPP and we're paying more than we're ever getting back. But like, what do you think would happen if we separated? We would probably lose that money and we'd have to replace those federal programs. Old age
You'd lose the money.
security, the child benefit, employment insurance. Like, where do you think we're still going to have to do that? Now we have less people paying into that.
Oh my gosh, man. But you have less people to pay for those programs to be supporting. Are you kidding me? So far, no point here made.
That burden would fall on us individual taxpayers. Because the downsides I see is we would definitely be at risk.
You're supporting 5 million people with those programs instead of 40 million. Come on. So far, not a point here made by this. We don't have to pay. Yeah, exactly. 36 million. Alberta can't do any worse than staying. Let's start hitting the like button. Yeah, thank you, ADE. Eric, make a video on Justin living in U.S., dating Katie. Why don't people from Ontario tell him that he's Canadian rather than tell Tate McRae? Yeah. I kind of going to make that point after this this video with Chrystia Freeland, but I don't know if I'd make a specific video on that. Maybe it's not a bad idea, because I think the title and the thumbnail might hit just because that Katy Perry, Justin Trudeau, that has lots of human interest right now, I think.
Being taken over by the United States. No, we wouldn't be treated well. Our housing value would absolutely plummet because the amount of people that would leave, I imagine we would lose our...
Okay, what? People would leave. Who would leave? And then the other thing, if the housing market corrected a little bit, wouldn't that be good? Like, it's not good for people that own homes. I know that's definitely potentially a polarizing topic, but I mean, you could argue that it's good for people that are trying to get into the housing market. But anyway, I don't even think what she said is true there. I don't think it would affect the housing market.
We would lose our CPP, so everything we've paid in...
You wouldn't lose it, man. That's not true. That's just fear mongering. You don't think anyone's thought about this yet? There'd be a negotiation.
For decades would be gone. A lot of people would be starting from scratch at 60. I think we would...
Oh my gosh, man. That's so dishonest. Or she just is misinformed. I'm not going to call her a total idiot, but because at least she's making a video, I'll at least give her props for that, because most people just hide behind tweeting.
Be broke. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I'd like to hear from someone how you as an individual would be fully benefited by us leaving.
Bro, there's so many people talking about this constantly, about what the benefits would be. It's all over the place. It's very difficult to find a video like what this woman did, actually. The other thing, it's like 95-5 on the benefits versus videos like that. Okay, I'm going to play this video here. It's not really about Alberta independence, but it kind of ties in, I think, just to the general Canadian mindset. It's Chrystia Freeland. I'm only going to play a little bit of the clip, but on Bill Maher. But the way she's talking is, I don't think she would talk like this in Canada.
You know, I would say to you, influential Americans, to Americans here, we really like you. Like, Canadians like America.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know in the comment. Would she say that on CBC or CTV? Because, like, have you heard a Liberal politician say that in a year?
We really like you. Like, Canadians like America.
Yeah.
We do actually.
Oh, I know.
And we respect
And why
you.
wouldn't you?
And
We're still fucking awesome.
Actually, we are awesome.
That is not what you hear on Canadian media, man. That is so funny.
And you have done so much as a country.
Yes.
Yes, we all know that. Everyone knows that. It's in Canada. But if you watch, I mean, you just hear Trump derangement syndrome 24/7 on the networks.
And the world, especially the world's democracies, will be really much poorer if you guys don't get your act together.
Oh, and then lecturing them. Okay, I want to bring up this post, which I liked from Clyde Do Something, which I totally agree with. Socialism only works when you have a market economy to leech off of. That is definitely how I feel Canada and many European nations have been treating America for a long time. I think it's high time somebody like Trump got in there and looked at the books and said, what are we doing? Why are we letting all these countries just waffle away and prioritize climate change and DEI and then just sell into our market, our dynamic economy? What are we really getting out of this? Having these large trade deficits. And then the other one definitely is the military. I mean, Canada has gotten so lucky just geographically being above America and not contributing its full weight into NATO. Other European countries too benefit from America's military. It's so incredible. So I definitely agree with when he says, when you have a market economy to leech off of. Without the U.S. economy, there isn't a socialist, democratic socialist, communist, or Marxist regime in the world that could function. I totally agree. America and their capitalist mentality, capitalist structure is just keeping so many people above water. I would do a huge degree include Canada in that.
Because a world in which we need to start relying on China, this is not a world where human rights matter.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, would you say that on Canadian news? People have been saying that in Canada, but they get called essentially traitors because, oh, you're not elbows up. We're going to go intertwine our economy more with China. Bro.
Together.
Hey, nice. First super chat. Very cool. On this channel, it's my first one. I only think I have one other super chat on my other YouTube channel, but thank you, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. JP Alberta first. The housing market may correct, as you say, but as soon as deals getting close, they would skyrocket with the demand of Canadians trying to. That's a great point. That's actually how I can't prove that, but that is what I think would happen as well. It's just that can't be, I don't think, proven at this moment, but that is how I would envision the world happening too. I totally agree with that, JP. And yeah, once again, that's awesome. That's very cool that I got a super chat. Very nice. Again, yeah, that's my second super chat ever and first one ever on this channel. So shout out to you. Everyone clap it up for JP. JP Alberta first is the MVP of this stream by far. You all are very close second place though, but JP is just a little ahead. Trudeau, with all his money in the world, think Canada is not a place to live. He moved to USA with Katie. Why? It's crazy how many people just, even the, what the hell is her name? From Suits. Geez, I'm drawing a huge blank here. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Didn't they live in Vancouver for a little bit? And then we're just like, maybe we'll just go to America. Congrats on the 1.5 subs. The name change was a good call. Thank you, man. Thank you. It is costing Alberta $2 billion a month to remain in Canada. Freeland has got to be one of the dumbest. Yeah, man, she's incredible. And she just totally, she would never, I don't think, speak like this on Canadian TV. Does she not realize that a bunch of Canadians will see this? It's very funny. You would sell your house in American funds. Donovan, I don't know what the currency situation would be there. That is an interesting question. What would happen with the currency? Because there's kind of three options: Canadian dollar, American dollar, Albertan dollar. Some new thing. I'd be curious actually what would be the most popular option on there. What would be the most practical? I mean, I looked up on ChatGPT this. I think it said the most likely outcome would be the Canadian dollar, but that's just, again, AI, because I don't even really know how to start to think about that. I mean, obviously somebody who's maybe an expert in macroeconomics would have a strong take on that. First move for Alberta Republic is closing the borders. I like your picture, by the way. It's funny. We need a voice of reason like you, Eric. Keep up with the videos. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. What's up, Eric? What's up, William? How are you doing today? Dollar for dollar, U.S. State Department has already made the offer. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but interesting. I'm Alberta born, raised, Alberta boomers watching, listening, learning to every word. Remember, Alberta, we are the country of Alberta, where everyone welcome standing together, Alberta young and old voting. We need to get rid of the Trudeau peso. Yeah, I've heard people talk about our dollar lately as the Canadian peso because it's just been struggling a lot when you compare. I think lately it's gotten a little bit better compared to the USD, but has anyone been to US lately? Man, do you feel poor down there. The dollar, and then I think the American prices, because I think a lot of this happened under Biden, they've gone up quite a bit just for day-to-day items. Like if you go for a burrito or something like that, man, do you feel poor paying for things in Canadian dollars down there. You look at the price and you go, okay, this is $12.50, but it's close to 20 with the currency conversion. It's just, when you get back to Canada, you feel rich for a second because you don't got to keep paying this huge premium for everything because of the weak dollar. Salt Team 6 reporting, and is called, I don't even know what this means, but Banada, home of Silver Spooned. Help Eric grow. Hit the like button. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to finish the stream in a little bit because I don't have too much more planned, but I'm trying to do some of these videos like this one a little shorter, and then it can serve as a stream where I can talk to people and it's entertaining. I love talking to the chat. I definitely enjoy that, but then also it can kind of stand alone as a video for people to watch back or people to watch for the first time or what have you. I'm from BC and support Alberta independence 100%. You don't want to become a woke state like BC. What do you think is more woke, BC or Ontario? Liberal globalization, elite party, and needle drug poverty duo will destroy Canada and Alberta. Okay, I'm going to finish this clip here with Freeland.
Because a world in which we need to start relying on China, this is not a world where human rights matter.
That is so, okay. Do you think she would have said that on CBC or CTV?
This is not a world where democracy matters. And like, I feel kind of weird saying this, not being an American, but like, America's really great. And I think
America's really great. That should be the liberal, well, the Conservative Party, that should almost be their slogan if they want to win elections in the future. America's really great. Let's stop pretending that they're not. Imagine being able to dictate. What a fraud. Bro, it's crazy.
Winston Churchill was right when he said, America does the right thing after trying everything else first. So could you...
I actually agree with this. I mean, she's quoting somebody else, but I think that is a good quote. I do think that's generally the arc of history for America.
America does the right thing after trying everything else first. So could you please,
I do think that's true, but I also think America is very justified to look at Canada and Europe and other countries and say, we can't do everything. We can't be pulling all the weight. We can't be the only economy growing and that's actually embracing capitalism to a large extent. We can't be the only one providing this massive share of military spending. It's totally unfair. Tell conservatives to run this ad. And yeah. Oh, JP, let's go. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Maybe I should well, yeah. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much. JP Alberta first. JP, I don't know if you're a woman, but probably I'm just calling you bro, but I don't know. If you're a woman, my apologies. I'll assume you're a guy, but I guess JP could be like initials for something. Anyway, Elevate mentioned, I saw Elevate changed his name to Elevate Report, which I think is a good call. Mention these comments by Freeland are soft start for liberal. Oh, interesting. I would tend to agree. And they'll get away with it too, probably. The media will be like, the liberals made a great decision to tone down the rhetoric and shift. This is great strategy by Carney. I think he was correct to do it at the beginning, but I think now is the time to change, be a little bit less elbows up. They'll come up with some justification, I bet, that why it's genius. That's a good point. I actually have not thought about that yet, but JP, that is a good point. And happy to support your channel, even as little as it is. Oh, bro, it's awesome. 2 $10 super chats. That's amazing. I'm very happy about this. Maybe I'll buy myself a meal or something. a rap or something later with these super chat donos. So thank you so much. The propaganda media is the enemy. Man, the media in Canada is unbelievable. I mean, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, I covered that CBC clip for a bit. It's so crazy, bro. Plus, say vote NDP, so they can go back to their plus say vote. Is that over? I think she's probably the front runner, right, to be the new NDP leader. That's a good. I'm gonna look that up. Just give me a second. I'm just pulling up Chat GPT. And then, yeah, please let me know if the stream at all lags, because I think I fixed it, but because I got my stuff on an Ethernet cable now, so it should be better. But right now, Chat GPT is taking a while to, oh, there we go. So let's go here. Who will be the new leader of the, I mean, this almost doesn't matter because the NDP is so irrelevant that it almost doesn't matter who they have. Yeah, see, this is kind of slow. So I'm hoping my stream is loading fine, but we need accountability in the media. I don't want, why we can't fact check reports live. Yeah, something, bro. Okay, this is taking a while to load. I'm just going to end the stream because I don't want this to be too just poor for engagement towards the end. But thank you, everybody, for watching the stream. And thank you very much to JP for those super chats. I've never had those. Who, again, on this channel. I'm just trying the Chat GPT one more time. Okay, here we go. We'll finish here. Isn't a confirmed new permanent leader of the federal New Democratic Party. Jagmeet Singh was brutal. Oh my gosh. Anyone would be better than him, I think. Don Davies is serving as interim leadership candidates. Who's considered leading? Some internal poll suggests McPherson and Lewis. I think it'll be McPherson. I mean, she's really the only person I think that's breaking through in the media, getting some attention, at least on social media, stuff like that. I mean, I think it'll probably be McPherson, but anyway, doesn't really matter. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Like the video, please. Subscribe if you want to leave a comment. Once I'm done, have a great day. I'll probably be live later. Maybe I'll make a video later. Who knows? But have a great day.